5-day festival of Yamapanchak or Tihar has concluded with Tika celebrated today while preparations are being expedited for nearing Chhath festival. Also in this edition of Kantipur News, we have updates about Virat Kohli's record 50th one-day international century against New Zealand at the ongoing World Cup in India. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Tihar concludes as sisters apply Tika on their brothers. Rani Pokhari witnesses massive crowd throughout the day. Tihar remains sour for Janakpur earthquake survivors. Tarai prepared for Chhath festival. Government hesitates to formulate civil service law even in 8 years of federalism. Province and local governments discontent. Analysts identify lack of support from officials. Detailed project report of 635 megawatt capacity Dudhkoshi project in the final phase. Environment assessment also to conclude. Preparations underway to secure investment. And Virat Kohli shines yet again for India at the World Cup, scoring his record 50th one-day international century. New Zealand chasing a massive target of 398 runs. The major day of Tihar, Tika, has been observed today. The day has been marked by sisters putting on 7-colored Tika on the forehead of their brothers. Sisters put on 7-colored Tika on the forehead of their brothers, wishing for long life, good health and prosperity. After applying Tika on their brothers, the sisters provide dry fruits and sweets to their brothers, while the brothers gift clothes and cash to their sisters based on their capacity. It is believed that Yamraj, the god of death, had received Tika from his sister Yamuna on the day of Tika. Meanwhile, the Newar community of Kathmandu performed Kiza Puja this evening, while the Newar communities of Lalitpur and Bhaktapur had performed the puja yesterday. The temple of Balgopaleshwar in the middle of the capital's Rani Pokhari has been thronged by Tika revelers since early morning today. The Balgopaleshwar temple opens to public only on the day of Tika once a year. There is a large throng of Tika revelers, especially siblings who have not been blessed with brothers and sisters as they perform the Tika ritual at the temple premise. Meanwhile, since the temple is only opened on this day for Tika, other Tihar revelers and devotees also visit the temple today. In another development, Kathmandu Metropolis yesterday denied the Madheshi community to observe Chhath festival at the temple premise for the second consecutive year. The Kathmandu Metropolis has said that it does not have the authority to give permission to use the temple as a site to celebrate Chhath festival. The Chhath organizing committee in Kathmandu had lamented the decision taken by Kathmandu Metropolis. Earlier, the tradition of celebrating Chhath at the temple premises had started from the year 2006. The temple has not been used for Chhath festival due to reconstruction works in the wake of the 2015 April earthquake. Anjali Maske, who has been applying group Tika in capital's Basantapur for the past 25 years, has given continuity to the trend. Maske, popularly known as Anjali Didi, puts Tika on those who do not have sisters or are unable to receive Tika from their sisters on the occasion of Tika. Maske had begun putting group Tika since the Nepali year 2055. People from different places reach capital's Basantapur to receive Tika from Maske. She prepares all essential items required for Tika herself. Despite observing Tika as per tradition, she does not accept gifts and money in return. President Ramchandra Paudel has also received Tika, in fact Tika. President Paudel received his Tika from his sisters Sharda Pandit and Chanda Ojha earlier today. According to the President's Secretariat, President Paudel received his Tika at the auspicious timing of 10:51 a.m. this morning at his official residence in Sheetal Niwas. People in majority of the areas across the country have been gripped by Tihar fervors. Traditional programs such as Deusi and Phoilo can be witnessed during the ongoing Tihar festival, which is also considered the festival of lights and flowers. However, the earthquake victims of Jajarkot have been unable to observe the festival this time. The victims of earthquake in Janakpur have been worried about protecting themselves from the winter cold. They have been calling for help from the local government and concerned authorities to make arrangements for safe settlement, warning of a possible outbreak of epidemic due to cold. Meanwhile, those whose family members survived the earthquake observed the Tihar festival in a difficult condition. The entire district is in grief and did not celebrate Tihar like in previous years, as many had lost family members and relatives in the earthquake. They spent their bitter days during the Tihar festival under tents and have been facing difficulty amid lack of proper settlement and food. The district administration office has said that the first phase of relief distribution has concluded and that efforts are underway for construction of temporary shelters. 101 individuals had died in Janakpur alone in the earthquake that had struck the district on 3rd of November. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces how they celebrated Tika. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
बहिनीहरुले दाजुभाइहरुलाई चाहिँ मिठा मिठा परिकारहरु खुवाएर
अष्टचिरञ्जीवीको पूजा गरेर यमुनाको पूजा गरेर दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरुको बीचमा रमाइलो गरी भाइटिका मनाइयो।
सुस्वास्थ्य दीर्घायुको कामना गर्दै हर्ष उल्लासका साथ मिठा मिठा खानेकुराहरु दिएर मनाइयो।
दाजुभाइहरुलाई टीका लाएर
परम्परागत रूपमै दिदीबहिनीहरुलाई आशीर्वाद दिएर उहाँहरुको आशीर्वाद लिएर मनाइयो।
मिठा मिठा परिकारहरु बनाउने, भाइलाई टीका लगाउने,
सेलरोटी खाइयो।
दाजुभाइसँग फुलटिका लगाएर रमाइलोसँग मानियो।
Preparations are underway for Chhat in Madhesh province capital, Janakpur Dham. As in the previous years, the local residents are busy in sanitation works of ponds and water bodies. Several youth clubs and organizations of Janakpur Dham have begun decorating ponds for Chhat. The local youth organizations have collected funds to ensure sanitation of several ponds inside the city and manage electricity and places to perform puja. Chhat festival, which previously was observed mainly in the Tarai region, is now observed throughout the country. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Despite the lapse of 8 years since federalism in the country, federal civil service law required for the management of human resources is yet to be formulated. While the draft of the bill, which had reached the final phase during the previous term of the parliament, was withdrawn, the government is yet to register it again. Dispute had surfaced among the three tiers of government regarding the management of human resources as the civil service law has remained stranded. The Civil Service Bill, which was listed as a significant bill to be endorsed during the previous term of the House of Representatives, is yet to be taken forward. The bill, which was endorsed by the State Affairs and Good Governance Committee after 22 months of consideration and then sent to the House of Representatives, was withdrawn by the government led by erstwhile Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba. Since then, the draft of the bill has remained stranded at the office of the Prime Minister. Government officials are yet to be managed as the bill has not been taken forward under several pretexts, even as 2 sessions of the current parliament have concluded. The bill includes a few new provisions regarding the officials. As per the bill, Chief Administrative Officer of the local levels are to be deployed by the federal government, while the Chief Secretary and the Secretary of the provinces are also to be appointed from the centre. Saying these provisions are against the constitution, provinces and local levels have been expressing their disagreement. The bill also does not seem capable of addressing the issues related to politicization of human resources. It has not accepted the proposal of an official trade union. Analysts are of the opinion that the government has not been able to proceed with the bill because of the pressure from the officials. Detailed project report and environment impact assessment of the 632 megawatt capacity Dudhkoshi project, which was identified 38 years ago, have reached the final phase. The project is also making preparations to generate investments within the next year. The project was identified under the Koshi Basin Master Plan prepared by the Japanese aid agency, Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) back in 1985, with the objective of creating a dam 1 kilometer above the Rabua Bazar in the border of Khotang and Okhaldhunga. The Nepal Electricity Authority had conducted a feasibility study in 1998. However, investment is yet to be generated for the project. Around 225 billion rupees is required for the construction of the project. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked, why has the monitoring of vehicles looked feeble during festivity? 38% voted for A, negligence on part of authority, 25% for B, increase in number of passengers, and 37% for C, lack of human resource. Here's today's question. Why have works related to expansion of electricity transmission line been delayed? Your options are A, incapable Nepal Electricity Authority, B, administrative complications, and C, protest of the local residents. Voting is on. Tap any WS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for another break. We'll be right back.
Sports news.
Nepal men's national football team are to play the United Arab Emirates in their first match of the second round of the FIFA World Cup 2026 Asia qualifiers. The match, which will be played at the Al Maktoum Stadium, will kick off at 9:30 p.m. Nepal time. Team Nepal will be aiming to stun the UAE, who are placed 104 places above them in the FIFA rankings, and make a positive start in their second stage journey. Nepal, placed 173rd in the FIFA rankings, had seen off Laos to secure their spot in the second stage of the World Cup qualifiers. After playing a 1-1 draw against Laos at home, Nepal had earned a 1-0 win in the reverse fixture at Vientiane. Defender Yogesh Gurung, midfielder Nishan Hamal, and forward Rajesh Pariyar have been included in the national squad for the first time. Nepal's defence will be facing home challenges as experienced defender Ananta Tamang will miss the match after getting injured during training. Despite the UAE being a strong side, Nepal head coach Vincenzo Alberto Anis has expressed belief that his young team will display quality football. Meanwhile, the UAE coach Paulo Bento has said that his side will not underestimate Nepal. Team Nepal will play their second match against Yemen on the 21st of November at the Dashrath Stadium in Tripureshwar. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.